What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another NBA Rundown brought to you courtesy of Run Pure Sports and Run Pure Bets, the show where the host does not look like the star of a bad remake called Uber Driver. And I'm here with Tyler and Title. I'm in a great mood today. Called my shot, pulled it off, and looking for more winners today. Tyler, how you feeling? Your Knicks got it done for me.
Yeah, I mean, they got the job done yesterday. It looked like you were having a mohawk at halftime, and then by the end of the game, you still got a full head of hair. So we got that. We got 3 games tonight. Let's see if we can find some winners.
All right, Tyler, we watched Tyler's favorite team last night, and we see your favorite team tonight. Are you excited about tonight's slate?
Oh, you bet. Anytime the Bucks are on, I mean, these playoffs have been absolutely great. Bucks definitely. I took a little giblets from JSU last game. I was on the Bucks -4.5. He was on the Heat.
Nice.
We also have a series bet. I said 4-1. I got the odds. I should have said 4-0, but I'm hoping the Heat can pull out one of these games. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be fun. We got a 3-game slate for DFS for betting, and I actually bet all 3 games this morning too. So we'll get into them. We'll talk about them. I'm excited to hear you guys. You guys have been absolutely crushing these shows. A Mangone, Hoop, JSU, fun to watch. So excited to hop in and talk some winners.
All right. Well, let's dive right in, and let's start with your favorite team, Milwaukee, and I'll start with you. A real quick synopsis. I've been pretty heavy on Milwaukee so far. Seems like it's a great bounce back spot for Miami, though. Not really sure how to approach this. Have not placed a bet on the side yet, and I'll give you my total after I do the rundown. But what do you think about tonight? Pretty interesting. Obviously, I do think Milwaukee needs to win one of these 2 games in Miami. I do not think they want to go home 2-2. So expect to see. I don't expect them to lift their foot off the gas here tonight. What do you expect from this game?
Yeah, I mean, this is obvious. I mean, I'm a Bucks fan. I do put my bias away, or I try to. I mean, I think the Nets. I've been saying, and I think the Nets will beat them. But this is just a tale between 2 teams that have gone in different directions from last year. The Heat are way worse than they were last year, and the Bucks are way better. Bledsoe is awful. Drew Holiday is one of the biggest upgrades you can get. And then people don't talk about it. Bobby Portis off the bench is awesome. PJ Tucker, when they need him, he comes in and gives them very valuable minutes on defense. The shooting of Forbes, Pat Connaughton shooting well. This Heat team, and then the biggest adjustment what the Bucks did was putting Giannis on Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, having him and Bam shoot from the outside and not get in the paint, that's literally where you want to live. People are saying, oh, Jimmy, like he looks broken, he looks off, something's going on. Maybe that's right. I don't know. I think it's the Bucks defensive scheme is just way different, way better. I don't think this Heat team can keep up with the Bucks on the offensive end. I think the Bucks team's head and shoulders above them. I was on the Bucks, like I said, last game, very heavy. If the Heat were to win a game in the series, this has to be the one. If you go down 3-0, the home court advantage becomes less. It's hard to get up as players 3-0. I think this is the one, but it's -1.5. I'm going to take the team that I think is much better all around. Bucks are playing very good basketball. Their defense looks locked in. Their offense is getting open shots. They can't wall off Giannis like they were able to last year because of Drew, because of other shooters around. Coach Bud's finally playing the main guys 35-plus minutes, for last year, who knows what he was doing. I just think the Bucks are a way better team than the Heat. Losing Jay Crowder this year and for Ariza, I think that's a big downgrade for the Heat too. Not only is Jay Crowder a great defender and shooter, it's the leadership and the passion that he brings, and the Heat just was lacking that. You could see last game. I mean, Jimmy's a leader, but when they were down 15-16 to start the game, they just seemed dead. It's just, I know I'm a Bucks fan. I know people, I mean, it's hard to listen to someone like that talk about it.
No, it's great. Sometimes you know your team better than, we don't have time to watch every NBA game. It's not the NFL. We can't watch all the tape.
Yeah, and that, like, and people are saying, like, oh, Forbes can't do what he did last game and all that. If you look at it, like, 80% of Forbes' shots were wide open. Mm-hmm. Like, he had 1 or 2 maybe contested, but the Bucks ball movement, the swing, he was wide open almost every time. Heat defense looks lost. Their offense is going to struggle to score against the Bucks. I hit -1.5 for the Bucks. I think this number's too short. I was trying to get more action from JSU, And JSU's even on the Bucks today too. So
yeah, we went over the games yesterday, and he was on that side. And I think you've been watching the rundown title because that was the big thing I said. Jay Crowder in the bubble last year shot 44% from three. Trevor Ariza was a 35% shooter this season. So those are the numbers. And then you brought up the other point, the energy, the intangibles, and a lot of times I think that this is why I love betting basketball. I do run the model, I do run the numbers, but I think it does have, well, NFL has deceptive stats too, but there's a lot of deceptive stats in the NBA. Tyler, what are your thoughts on the side? We're not too surprised that the title took the Bucks. Let's go ahead and get the unbiased opinion.
I mean, this game is kind of tough. It's really tough to come behind that breakdown he just did. I mean, he broke down everything in the game.
Yeah,
but I mean,
the next two games won't be a breakdown that big. It's just that's my Bucks. So
no, we love the breakdown. This is fantastic.
I mean, he hit a lot of good points. The Crowder point's good. Hero isn't playing like he did in the bubble, so that's another big thing.
Yep.
I mean, the path for this Heat team to win, for me, is like they have to shoot how they did in Game 1, where Robinson just lights them up from three, and the Bucks team just has to be just flat out cold. Like, they just don't want to be there that night. But, I mean, I got to lean the Bucks side here. I still think they're still a little salty from that playoff loss last year in 5 games. I think they want to get them out of there in 4 and not even let them win a game. And I think there's a very good path to them doing it. I mean, bringing Lopez down into the paint more has just screwed up their whole Miami offense. And forcing Jimmy Butler to shoot threes and going underneath those screens is just killing their offense, because if that's how they're going to beat them, they might win a game on his 3-point shooting, but that's about it, because he ain't going to hit him 4 games.
All right, so 2 for the Bucks there, man. I like Miami, like moving into this breakdown here. You guys are making some pretty compelling points here. I have not played yet. You guys are making some great points. But I'll tell you what I did play. I played the under in this game here. I'm looking at the number right now. It's 225. Is that what I got it in at? Yep, 225. So it has not moved since I placed the bet. And we talked about it before. We love the Milwaukee defense. Of course, I do expect Miami to shoot better. And I do expect Milwaukee to shoot a little worse. That's why I'm going under. Also, I think Milwaukee does not mind playing this slower pace. We know that they do like to get out and go, but I think they're having fun winning these half-court battles, right? The addition of Jrue Holiday, and I don't think we should discount it. PJ Tucker's veteran presence gives them a little more space. I think they're having fun out there on offense, but still, I think it's going to be slower, more half-court. I took the under. What do you think, Title?
Yeah, I don't have too strong of a lean on it. It definitely makes sense to me. For the Heat, their path to win, and I don't know why they got away from it last game, but as we saw, the first 4 minutes of Game 1, their best path to win is Bam, pick and roll with Duncan Robinson. Brook Lopez can't step out on Duncan Robinson. He can have a field day on every open three, and they did it the first, 4 minutes of the first game. He had a quick 9 or 12 threes, and then they just went away for it for whatever reason. I thought if Spoelstra was smart that they could run Brook Lopez out of this series because that pick and roll, he's too slow. He can't guard. He's sitting in the paint. They got away from it. I don't know why. I wouldn't be surprised if they're the scouting and they just pick on him the whole time. Bobby Portis off the bench too. He's a little better. He steps up a little farther, but he sags off too much on the pick and rolls too. Dragic, Kendrick Nunn. That's their way to win. The Heat in the 3-point ball today. Pick on the high screen and roll against the big man, Brook and Portis. And then the Bucks would have to adjust and just play PJ Tucker can step out and Giannis. But that's how I see the Heat winning. I don't have a lean on the over under too much. I don't know why they got away from it. I assume you guys saw the same thing as Brook is just a liability when he sits in the paint. Someone's got to get a hand on Duncan Robinson. We haven't seen it last game. I expect them to try and come out today and show that early. So maybe Duncan Robinson over threes. What's his prop at? Let me take a look.
Tyler was looking. It's 3.5. It's like minus 140.
Tyler was looking at the alternates before the game.
Yeah,
we were thinking about giving out an alternate there. We like that.
Go like 5.5 or 6.5 and get like the plus 300. Because if he's going to get you 4, he's going to make like 6.
No, yeah. If you get plus 3, I totally agree with that. And the thing is, and I'd rather that than bet the Heat, because even if Duncan does it, I mean, we saw the Bucks go 5 for 31 in the first game and still win.
And he made 7 threes in that game.
Exactly. So like that's why take it if wouldn't take the Heat, I would more do the Duncan Robinson props because I think he's the biggest key in this game. And Dragic and Nunn too. I just don't see Jimmy and Bam absolutely going off. I think the Bucks have played him right. They're not going to give him open layups. Giannis can recover if he gets beat off the dribble and block him. I think it's going to be Duncan if they do it. So I do like those alternate props, taking the overs at plus money.
Tyler, your thoughts on the total? I bet the under. Title's laying off. He's just riding the Bucks to victory. What do you think?
I'm laying off too.
All right.
I'm kind of scared that like these two teams could get up and down. 3-pointers could be flying, and it could soar up over. Yeah. But I mean, again, the defense could kick in, and this could stay well under like it did in the first game. There's a couple other spots and totals in the other two games I like better.
Okay.
But there's a prop I wanted to talk about in this game. I love Giannis over 13.5 rebounds in this game.
All right.
The dude grabbed 13 last game, and he only played 30 minutes. In that first game, he grabbed 18. You look back at their playoff series last year, he grabbed more than 13 rebounds in every game minus the one game he got hurt and had to leave the game.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to force Bam on the outside to take those little jumpers too, to where Giannis is going to be standing under the hoop with no one there except for Brook Lopez. This could be one of them games where we see him rack up like 8 in the first quarter, and then all you need is 6 to finish the game. So I really like that spot.
I love it too, and we all know that he's key to getting out in transition, right? So if there's no contest, if they run 5 out and then drop back on the shot, which Miami does a lot of times, that's why they have fantastic transition defense, right? If I'm PJ Tucker or I'm DiVincenzo and we don't have to box, there's nobody there, we let Giannis get it. Let's start that break right now. There's no reason for me to grab it and then throw it to him. We want Giannis leading the break. So another reason, I also think, the way they would defer to Russell Westbrook for rebounds and stuff, every other loose one, and this is more strategic than just hunting the triple-double, but every loose one, the teammates should let Giannis go, and I do expect a lot of that 4-out offense tonight, especially if they go to a smaller lineup. I was on Brown by Bets this morning, co-host of the Net Worth Pod, Noops, was talking about the idea of running the small ball, maybe with some Bielika at the 5 or even Ariza to try and counteract and get some shooting out there to outscore Milwaukee. If we do see that Giannis play comes even better. So I really like it. Let's go to a couple here in the chat and get your thoughts on these. What about halftime, full-time Heat Bucks plus 450? You think the Heat come out hot, or is this wire to wire?
I like that play because I could definitely see the Heat coming out with that urge to win this game. And having that lead at halftime to where the Bucks just chip away at it in the second half and take the lead in the fourth quarter and win a close one.
Yeah, and we did see that last night with the Knicks. Title, what do you think? Do you think Milwaukee goes wire to wire here? Or do you think at plus 450, which means that it would have to happen around 18% of the time for it to be profitable? Do you think that's worth a look?
Yeah, I mean, 18, I think that there's probably some value on that. Yeah. I personally am not going to do it. I
could see the wire to wire.
At plus 450, definitely. Yeah. It's just why I'm on the butt. I just think they're the way better team, and the spread at minus 1.5. It just feels I'm just going to take the better team. They're up plus 450. I think there's value on that. If 18%, yeah, I think that happens more than 18%. So sharp call.
All right, and let's talk about what Jake's saying here. He says, does playing in Miami affect it since it's a party town? My take is this: Game 3, no. Milwaukee knows that they need this game. They don't want to go back to Milwaukee tied 2-2, right? Now, if they win tonight, especially by margin, right? Like if Title's cashing this ticket and he's pretty chill in the third quarter, right? Flipping over to some of the other games, maybe checking out some Major League Baseball, you might get a party effect. And I would really like Miami in Game 4 because I don't remember the name of the club. It's like LAV or something, but supposedly it's pretty fun. So that's my take on that. Would you guys agree?
I mean, the thing is, Giannis isn't really a party guy, so I don't expect him to be out there clubbing and all that. PJ Tucker definitely might be. Brook Lopez, Middleton, I don't know. I don't think this is what the team that's really going to be the
You might have Booker and DiVincenzo at the club. That's about it.
Exactly. Giannis just isn't, and a lot goes on Giannis. Maybe this team, I don't know. I'm not really worried about that too much, to be honest. I think if the Bucks win today, I think it's going to be really hard for Miami Game 4 to get it done. Personally, I think this is the game they really need.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So, you know what? I haven't placed a bet on Miami. I kind of lean Miami, but I think I might just lay off and hope that you guys are right because that would be great for my Milwaukee futures. Let's talk about the team. with the largest ratings, the largest fan base, and the largest amount of controversy, the Los Angeles Lakers. And you know what, Title? Let's give the Lakers a little credit today. They went ahead. They're being a little more honest. This is the first time in the playoffs that LeBron and AD have not been on the injury report. Like, are you kidding me? Like, we know they're playing. But in my little rant's over. Phoenix is grabbing 7 here. The total's 211.5. I like Phoenix to keep it close. Chris Paul's obviously hurt. It's too bad. I think it's ruining really their ability to win the series. I do like them to keep it close tonight. What do you think?
Yeah, you said Title. Tyler Title. It's always so.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the TNT Print Factory.
No, yeah, you're good. This series, this really hurts me. This series, I've been on the Suns all year. I think they're a very good basketball team, very well coached. They know their role. I was on the Suns in this series too, but they're not a good team without Chris Paul. I mean, they're completely outmatched. Obviously, Chris Paul isn't even close to 100%, as we've seen. I just don't think – I think without Chris Paul, I mean, he's not a threat out there. They can double-team Booker, get it out of his hands. With Ayton struggle. I think Ayton's going to struggle a little more. They're going to focus on him with AD and Drummond. He's had a very good first 2 games in this series. But I think they focus on Booker, focus on Ayton. Chris Paul, not even close to 100%. I think the Lakers run away with this one, actually, -7. It really, really hurts me to say, because I've been on the Suns all year. I think they were going to beat the Lakers with a healthy Chris Paul. When you just take away one of the best point guards to play this game, your whole team transitions, the leadership, all that. Cam Payne played out of his mind last game, and it still wasn't enough. I don't expect him to do that again at home, too, for the Lakers. I'm on the Lakers side, unfortunately. I really, really wish Chris Paul could have been healthy, though, because this series it was going to be fireworks. This series was going to be awesome.
All right, well, stick with me here for a second, right? So let's just say that my Phoenix +7 does come in, right? We know that Booker's going to get double teamed, which means that there's someone's going to step up from Phoenix if this does happen. You talked about Cam Payne. Let's go a little bit on the DFS side. Maybe a little bit of value with someone breaking out. And I'm thinking if I'm Monty Williams, I got a scheme to get someone else open. Number one, the Lakers are putting AD on Booker, and that's a terrible matchup for him at single coverage, right? When they run the double team to him, it's almost impossible for him. I love Devin Booker. This is a great experience for him, but he's really not at that level yet, especially to try and beat a defender like AD one-on-one. Who would you say maybe has the most value here and could be like a surprise breakout younger guy that Monty Williams would feature in the offense to counter the fact that we can't expect Booker to just carry the load? I
think it's going to be Cam Johnson. Okay. He spreads the court a lot. Monty Williams shown that he liked him on the court. He was in the corner. He hit a couple big threes. He's just a good young player. He can play a little defense. He's long. I think he's going to be the one. It could be Bridges. I know Crowder was in foul trouble too, but if we're talking DFS and value and a sneaky guy, he's 3,700 on DraftKings.
All right.
Small forward and power forward eligible.
Yeah.
Payne got a price bump. Crowder got a price bump. Bridges is expensive. He's the only one in the 3Ks, really. If I had to go a flyer, I think he'd be a sneaky one. And he could be blowout proof, too. I know you're on the Suns side, Suns +7. I'm on Lakers -7 more. So I think the blowout proof helps him to a built-in floor.
I don't love like the +7. Like, it's definitely not. I will shave my head if this doesn't come through. Because the issue is, and this is where it's so hard, right? We've modeled all year. All my numbers are with Chris Paul in the lineup. He barely missed any games. Yeah. Right. I have no tangible information. I'm going off a little bit of eye test, and then also we don't know how much he's really healed. Right. I mean, there's a chance, and this would be really awesome because this could have been a fun series. Maybe he comes out and he's a lot better than he was Sunday, right? Maybe he just needed a day or two off. So, that's always a possibility.
I really hope and I was hoping that in game 2. That's why I didn't bet either side, because I was like, I mean, he came, I wasn't sure. I'm going all based off the eye test. So, like, there's no, it's just from me watching the 2 games, from me watching Chris Paul. So, I could be wrong. Maybe +7 is the sharp side. It's just, he does not. 2 minutes in the fourth quarter he played. He's hardly shooting the ball. It seems like he's still losing it every time he goes to the right hand. I really hope you're right, though, that he is fine, because they need him bad in this series.
All right. Tyler, what do you think here? Title likes the Lakers. I like the Suns. Tiebreak us.
I mean, this is a tough one. It's like it all depends on which Lakers team shows up. Like, are they going to look like the champions from last year, or are they going to look like they're still just dilly-dallying around? I mean, I got to lean taking that +7 here. If that was a couple points shorter, I'd be on the Lakers. But at 7, I just think it's too much. And the Lakers have only won, what is that, 3 games by more than 7 points over the last month. Now, I know you could throw out some of those regular season games, but they were also fighting for that play-in game. So they were taking most of those games serious. But, yeah. I mean, outside of that, I really like the under in this game. I think you get defense galore in this one. Tie series, someone's looking to take the lead. Both defenses are going to lock in tonight.
All right, I'm going to ask Title about that too, but I'll make one last point on the spread. LeBron James, this is what my favorite part about the influx of the legalization of betting, right? New bettors, right? They just sign up. They see the cool commercial, right? I'm going to get the $1,000 risk-free bet, right? I'm not betting against the greatest player of our generation. No way I'm betting against LeBron, not knowing that we've been sitting here watching him win games, failing to cover for the last 10 years, right? No one, I mean, I don't have the exact numbers on me, but LeBron has not been a good bet with spreads of 5 or more because he gets the victory and it's a close game and he gets the awesome shot for SportsCenter. A lot of times he doesn't cover. We'll see which way it goes tonight, and this will be a fun one for us. Title, thoughts on the total? Tyler and I both love the under.
Yeah, I lean the under too, but 211.5 seem it's a low number to start with too. I think I do lean the under, but because I am on the Lakers -7, I mean, I can see this game getting away for a little bit, to be honest. I could see it being 15, even 20 maybe. Obviously, that's not the likely outcome, but because I'm on the Lakers, because I think this Suns team without Chris Paul is just really depleted and not even close to a 2 seed. And I also like what I'm seeing for the Lakers with Anthony Davis especially. I mean, he just seems so locked in after that game 1. I think that might have been the best thing to happen to the Lakers, honestly, is that game 1 in Phoenix with AD doing absolutely nothing and finally getting locked in, because this Lakers team doesn't even look close to what they were last year. But they have the talent and the potential. Andre Drummond, I know we talked about it like 3 weeks ago or something on this when you asked me.
I was going to ask you about that. And our guy Mikey, who's actually a Secret Service agent, Jersey 007, wants to know your thoughts on Andre Drummond.
Yeah, we talked about that like 3 weeks ago or a month ago when the Lakers got him and you asked how I thought it was. And I said it was an awesome pickup. Mm-hmm. More size, rebounding, big body down low. The thing about Drummond has always been like, is he going to be committed to the team? Is he going to be committed to his role? Is he going to give the effort? I mean, when playing next to LeBron and Anthony Davis on a championship contender team, we're seeing that he makes a huge impact on the game down there. The rebounds, the bully ball down low with Ayton. They can play big if they want, or they can go AD at the 5. They just have so many ways to go with him too. He's a huge addition to this team, I think, and definitely gives them that chance in the future. But the Lakers didn't look great to start. I was on the Suns. I think like I said, I think the game 1 for the Lakers is the best thing that could have happened to them for the future of the playoffs. Obviously, with Chris Paul out, I think they do get by in this series, but something to monitor. I do think Drummond, though, a huge addition to the team. The Lakers wouldn't be where they are without him.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's putting up the numbers. There are some tough plays there, but then you also look at the replacement, right? I mean, Gasol hasn't necessarily been the best. I really like the way that he mixed them in there. I do think that Gasol does have a role, and the 19 minutes he got last game seems about right. I think they should be slotting him from about 15 to 19. Great points on Drummond. Tyler, anything else on this game, or would you like to go into the last one of the evening?
Nope, we could just dive right into that Denver-Portland game.
Well, let's start with you. Denver's +4. What are you thinking?
I mean, doesn't this game just scream live betting all over it? Like one team's going to jump out to like a 10-point lead.
We're going to be on Keg Live tonight. So please join. Go ahead, head over to purebets.com. Promo code BETS25 off. You can hang out with us while we do exactly what Tyler's talking about.
But yeah, I mean, this just rubs me as one of them games where we see one team go up 10. Then you blink and the other team's got it tied, and then they're up 10.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think you'll be able to grab +150, +200 on either side. So I don't even think taking this pregame is a way to look at it. Now, if you can't sit there and watch the game live and live bet it, and you wanted to pin down a side, I'd probably say take the Denver side at the plus money. Mm-hmm. I think these two teams are pretty evenly matched. At any given night, I think either team beats each other. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, and you're also getting the MVP on that side and at plus 150. I mean, you got to take the swing at that.
Title, tell me your thoughts on this game. Denver +4, and is your guy Carmelo Anthony going to be rostered tonight in your lineup?
I'm not sure. Carmelo's always going to be my player pool in the playoffs because he has that cheaper price tag. We've seen his upside. He likes to chuck it. I'm not exactly sure. He's definitely not a core play. I agree with Tyler, though. I think it's very sharp as a live betting spot in this game. We've seen with these two teams, they just go on runs, especially, Portland with Dame and McCollum. They can be down 15. Next thing you look up and they're down 4, and vice versa with Jokic and Porter and stuff. Live betting is definitely the way. I got -3.5 for Portland. I saw it was 4 at a lot of books. I'm on Portland in the series against. I have a bet against Big T on it. I know we talked about it like last week or 2 weeks ago too, before the playoffs, that if we got this series, I liked Portland. Have a future on them too. I wouldn't recommend really betting this game at 4. I think it's a really, really close. Jokic is the best player on the floor. He's so dominant, but this backcourt with CJ, Dame, they're coming home. They stole a series. Yeah, I lean Portland slightly, but live betting is definitely the way to go. Whoever gets, to be honest, how I look at it, whoever's down 10 early, just bet them at plus money, I think, because these two teams are so closely matched. I think it's going to be such a fun series, probably going 7 games. I took 3.5 Portland because I saw it at 4 at most books, so I thought there was a little value, and I'm on Portland anyway in the series. But I'm excited to hear. Do you have a strong lean on this one? Because this is my least lean out of the 3 games we have today.
I lean towards Denver. I grabbed the money line at +156, but my idea is I think it's like a 20% chance at highest that I can't buy, but right back out of that, get +150 on the other side at some point, because I do expect it to be a streaky game here. I think that's the best way to approach it. I'm gonna grab that Denver money line right now, and then I'll just be able to buy back, and I should get +150 or more on both sides. I think I got a +156 this morning, and I see that our guy Mikey has been watching the show, because this is something that JSU and I have talked about. Similar to AD on Booker, putting Gordon on Dame time makes a big difference, and it obviously made a big difference last game. The thing is, the difference is Dame's a little bit more of a veteran. I think that he adjusts quicker. I think that this is a brand new experience for Booker. I think Dame he's got the muscle memory in there. I think he will be able to take advantage of that matchup eventually, but that was one of the reasons I did like Denver before the series started. This is a huge game because I really think Denver needs to get 1 or 2 here, and so I would really like to see how it turns out. And one other thing I'd like to say about this game, I underrated the addition of Norman Powell. He's been absolutely fantastic for this team. I thought that was almost like a lateral move. No, it was a huge upgrade. The size defensively helped. And I thought he was about to be the same on offense, and we know that Trent played really well in the bubble last year. Powell's been as good or better. So, Tyler, any thoughts on the total on this game?
I'd probably lean over. I just think the guards for Portland will push this game up and down the floor. They'll get a lot of threes up. Jokic will have his way with Nurkic. Mm-hmm. Porter, if he gets hot, there's another guy hitting 3. So I'd probably lean over here.
Title, I've taken 2 unders so far, but I have over in this game as well. What do you like?
Yep, I lean the over in this game too. I think it's going to be up and down, 2 teams that can score the ball well. I lean the over as well.
All right. Well, hey, we got a couple more minutes here. I'm going to have Tyler on all weekend, so we'll probably focus with you a little bit. But let me get your thoughts on the rest of these series. Knicks, Hawks, that was a lot of fun last night. Obviously, a lot of fun and really emotional for me. And now they go back to Atlanta. They'll play tomorrow night. How do you see this series playing out, and are you getting involved in this game at the line of +4?
Yeah, this is a series that I didn't have too strong of a lean on this whole time. I think it's 2 very evenly matched teams. I give Hawks a little advantage of talent, but the Knicks at home, their home court advantage we saw. Mm-hmm. -4, I lean the Hawks. The big thing last game, the takeaway is with John Collins getting in foul trouble, it forced them to play Gallo a lot more minutes than he ever should. And I know I tweeted yesterday too, Gallo might be one of the worst players in the league. He can't shoot anymore. He can't move. He can't play defense. I think he hurts this team. I know Joey Works said it too in his video. I was laughing. He hurts that team so much. I don't expect him to play as many minutes. Collins got to stay out of foul trouble. Trae Young is feeling it. Bogdanović can score and create his own shot. They just have more shot creators than the Knicks do. I think, hopefully Tibbs finally doesn't start Elf Payton, and they finally realize that he's got to be out of the rotation for good quickly, and Rose gets those extra couple minutes. Mm-hmm. I lean the Hawks, but I'm probably going to stay away from it. I think the series it's my least lean of any series in this one, but I do lean the Hawks slightly.
Yeah, great point with Gallo. He's a one-trick pony. If that three-point shot's not dropping, he is a definite net negative. John Collins wasn't playing that well last night, though, either. So when he got into foul trouble, as a Knicks backer, I wasn't like if Capella had gotten into foul trouble, I would have felt like it was a huge edge. The way Collins was playing last night, even going to Gallo as bad as he wasn't that much of a drop off. Wasn't the best night for John Collins, but great points on that one. Let me give you your quick thoughts, and I'll bet you this is gonna be real quick. Nets Celtics. Is there any way that we even look to the Celtics? Is this Nets in 4? What are you thinking on this one? It's been pretty boring.
Yeah, it's what we thought. I think. I mean, this Nets team, I have them winning it all. When you got the best scorer to ever walk on the planet, and then your two other options are
wait.
Kevin Durant's the best scorer to ever walk on this planet.
Okay, we're not doing this again. I'll just send you the Jordan highlights. We'll do this debate on the live show.
I didn't say best player. I didn't say best player.
You said best score. I know.
Best score.
Yeah. All right.
I said best score.
All right. Mikey, you can drag me into this one tonight on Keg Live. Clippers, Mavericks. I think this one's a lot of fun to talk about. And, of course, we're going to get all Tyler's thoughts tomorrow, guys. I'm not leaving him out here. But he's going to be back on tomorrow, and I don't get Title again until next week. So, Title, what do you think about the Clippers, Mavericks? I mean, like, what is going on? Mangone and we have gone out on an island. We put ourselves out there, and they have let us down, Title.
They've let me down too. I was on the Clippers in the West too. I mean, I didn't expect Luka to be the best player on the court by a wide margin, and he has absolutely proved us wrong. I mean, good for him. This guy is just special, creating everything for his teammates. Tim Hardaway's playing his role, knocking down shots. Brunson's very good off the bench. Porzingis playing a little bit better. This Clippers team, what annoys me is it doesn't seem they have any leadership or that one guy to like huddle them up, get in their face, get them to play with energy. Ty Lue is a donkey. He's awful. 2-0, they need to win this one. I don't know. I was on the Clippers all year. I just hated what I see in the past 2 games.
I'm ready to jump off.
Yeah,
I'm ready to jump off.
I've jumped off too. I just can't get it out of my head. I'm on the Mavericks, and it sucks because I was so high on the Clippers too. They seem done. They don't seem to have the it factor, the person that's gonna get them going. I don't know. It's bad. I'm jumping off too. I'm on the Mavericks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anyone whose stock has fallen farther. Ty Lue's just absolutely looked terrible. We saw them fighting on the bench. West Coast is gonna say this though. Every time West Coast, we figure out every time I say a team's got problems, you should probably take them because the last 2 times I've reported all this team turmoil, they've come out and smashed. West Coast likes to remind me of that.
The thing is, like, why trade Lou Williams? I mean, you need Lou Williams in this series instead of.
We're seeing that now. At the time, I thought it was a good idea, but it turned out not to be a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, this is a series that, like, Lou Will off the bench where you saw him come in game 1 against the Knicks, and he can score with the best of them. Yeah. They need that in this series. And why is Patrick Beverley and Reggie Jackson sharing the court to end the game? I mean, Luka literally every time let's get Patrick Beverley on me. He's too small. He can't guard me, and he just did whatever he wanted. Like, you can't switch every time Patrick Beverley on Luka. He's going to get exposed.
It's not like they're giving a good effort and then
going away not at all.
They are so lazy on it. The Paul George, how lazy he was on that switch at the end of the game when Luka really put it away. I mean, it was just disgusting.
Didn't even try.
As much as we rank these guys, they're going to have the 2 best wing defenders in the league. I haven't seen the 2 best wing defenders in the league. I mean, if it was 2K, I would drop their defensive rating points like 10 points a pop. I mean, it just hasn't been good there. Don't really know what to make of that. And then my other joke title, you're going to like this one, right? I said it was pretty smart of Mark Cuban to absorb the Kristaps Porzingis contract in acquiring Tim Hardaway Jr. because he's 64% from 3 or whatever. But all right, 2 more, and then we'll do the best bets. Sixers, Wizards. Sixers roll, or do you think that the Wizards have some Game 3 magic?
If there's a game that the Wizards do it, I'll be on the Wizards in this game. Coming back home, Russell West. I mean, we all saw what happened with Russell Westbrook, the popcorn. I mean, I think we just see, and I also don't. I think this Philly team's a little overrated. I think this Washington team. I mean, Bertans. I don't think we see that again from Bertans. 6 fouls, 0 points. Bradley Beal got it going a little bit. Gafford's a really, really good addition off the bench. Energy, blocks, all that. I think we see the Wizards play this game. I think game 3 really close. I'm going to be on the Wizards. What's the spread looking like? Minus or plus 5.5.
Yeah.
I was hoping that was going to be a little.
I know. More. I want more too, but I think the Wizards will take money. I don't think that we're going to be able to just wait that out and get 6 or 7.
Yeah. My lean still. Maybe I'd be plus 188. Wizard. I don't know. I lean Wizards though. I think this is the game they come out at home court. I think this is still. I mean, I was on the Wizards earlier where I was like, no one wants to see this Wizards team in the playoffs. They haven't got there yet, down 2-0, but I think they get this one, game 3.
All right, last one, and then we'll get Tyler's best bet, and we will get ready for tomorrow. The Utah Jazz -5 against Memphis. I was on Memphis last night. Title a little disappointing they couldn't cover, but I was still riding the high from the Knicks, so it was just like whatever. They almost covered. The foul trouble early was the reason, but now it's not that double digits. It's a +5, and I talked to Tyler before we went on, and I said, the thing I hate about +5 is it's still in the fouling range. You could cover for 46 minutes, and then they foul you right out of the cover. I don't really know what to do with that game. Are you going to get involved, and do you think Utah just rolls from here now that Mitchell's back?
I think 5's right, too, like you said. I mean, it's right in that range where you don't love to take it. I was on Memphis game 1 even before the Donovan Mitchell news. I think this team's – I mean, Dillon Brooks is – I think he could win Most Improved next year. This guy is a very good basketball player. He just needs to stay out of foul trouble, him and Jaren Jackson, which is always – and Joe Val, too, as we saw last game. Donovan Mitchell, if his minutes are – I just don't think he's going to play the 35-plus minutes. I mean, we saw yesterday. He didn't seem 100%. If he played 35-plus –
Seemed good enough to me. Seemed to be the difference.
Yeah, no, 100%. If he played 35-plus minutes, I would be all over Utah. I mean, he is huge for this team. But if he's only going to play 27 or something, John Morant, he's feeling himself. Dillon Brooks, I'm very high on. Joe Val, Jaren Jackson, got some off the bench. This Memphis team is scrappy coming home, too. I'm going to stay away from this 5. I think that line's priced right. I'm going to enjoy the game to watch. I think this is a very fun series. Some young teams, but yeah, I agree. Donovan Mitchell, if he played 35 minutes, I would be on Utah though. He is so good for this team, so big, playmaker for him. Gobert is giving Joe Val problems, but this Memphis team's tough.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for that quick breakdown. So now you guys know his title thoughts. Of course, you'll get Tyler and I's complete thoughts tomorrow and Saturday as we continue bringing the rundown every day at 1 p.m. Eastern. Just a quick reminder, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we will give you the best bets. Tyler, we gave you a little time to rest your voice. Now we're back to you. Give me your best bet today, side, total, or prop. What you got?
I'm going to roll with that under in the Phoenix-Lakers game.
All right.
I think we just see both those defenses lock in. Run teams off the 3-point line. LA is going to want to make this a half-court game, too, and just let AD dominate. So give me that under 211.5.
All right. I like that play. Title. I think I have an idea of what you're going to pick, but let us know. Confirm it.
Yeah, you're definitely right. I think the Bucks are a lot better team than the Heat. I think they get it done today. I think and then they get it done game 4 and get the sweep. I can't wait for this next Bucks game. I'm definitely going to try and make my way down there for it. Unfortunately, I'm still on the Nets over the Bucks. As well as the Bucks are playing, the Nets are playing just as good. It's going to be a great, great series. Obviously, I'm talking like they both already won. Not the case, but -1.5 for the Bucks. I think they both, Nets and Bucks, get the sweep, and then we're set up for a treat next round.
Man, I lean Miami, but I might have to join you guys in solidarity. We gave it out on the show. I want to, tweet out like some bragging and some bullseyes if we win. So maybe I'll join you there, and I'll give out my play. My best bet today will be the Portland Trail Blazers, Denver Nuggets over 227. I expect we see a fast-paced score. I like the under in the 2 earlier games, but I think we get some scoring and some fireworks to end the evening, which should be a lot of fun for us watching at home. So that's my best bet for today. Quick reminder here: Title took the Bucks. Tyler took the under in the Suns game, and I'm on the over in Phoenix. Title. I'm sorry, we got to do a better way to do this when I have you guys on. Do you want to let everyone know what's going on over at Run Pure Sports this week? What type of content we got? We know you have the week off from MMA, so what are you doing with all this extra free time?
Yeah, I mean, so much. We got some MLB early action going on. We had a playbook, cores, all that. Got an MLB slate later. Playoffs are going on. We have content for all that. Videos for MLB, and then up to lock NBA every day. MMA get the week off, Memorial Day weekend, no events. So gonna enjoy time outside, be up north by the lake, have a couple drinks, watch some playoff basketball, and then next week we get MMA back. Always have NASCAR. We got golf going on right now. You name the sport. If there's a contest for it on DraftKings, we got an RPS. So make sure to check it out and keep watching these rundown videos you guys are doing. You're crushing it, Spread, Tyler, the Mango, and JSU. Very fun to watch, very informative. It mixes with DFS like we always talk about. So, yeah. I mean, if you like money, definitely tune into these shows. It's always fun hopping on.
Yeah, and if you want access to all of Title's cores and ways that he's looking at the NBA and the MLB slate. And Title, we have to give you credit for doing 2 daily sports. I really had to cut back on my tennis this year as NBA was just overrunning me. I was complaining how normally for the French Open starting, it would be the conference finals. Instead, it's the first round. I have so many games to cap. I feel way behind. And you guys you're not only grinding 2 daily sports in baseball and NBA, you're doing UFC as well. So, so much respect to you for what you're doing. But if you do want to check out all the content he's got, head on over to runpuresports.com. Promo code HEATER25, and you can have access to titles, plays, and let me tell you, there's some pretty good plays. Tyler, any words of wisdom before we get out of here tomorrow and get ready for tomorrow?
Nope. Let's just get some entertaining basketball games tonight. Let's see the Bucks win. Let's see this Phoenix game go under, and let's see that Portland game go over.
Yep, silent assassin at it again. So, guys, we will be back with tomorrow. Tyler and I, we're getting the bets and the props, and we will have AP on the DFS side. Then we'll be back on Saturday, Tyler and I as well, and we will get Tyler's thoughts for some of the games that Title broke down for us today. Guys, we had a lot of fun on the show this week. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Quick reminder, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll be back tomorrow. Oh, wait. Also, if you are a member, Keg Live tonight. I'll be on for sure. I'm trying to get Tyler on. I'm trying to get Mikey on. We can go back to the scorer debate with Durant. Title, if you want to jump back on, and we can do some first take and just throw out some wild things and, make ridiculous statements, and we'll have a lot of fun. And in between that, we're going to be arbing the Portland-Denver game and grabbing some money there. So, guys, if you're not a member, promo code BETS25. You'll have access to the private show, and we hang out. We have a lot of fun. We really let loose on private. So, if you've seen the public shows, the private shows are a lot more fun. So hopefully you guys can all come hang out. Otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow. See you then.